Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, I guess I spoke a little bit too soon this morning. I was talking about the disaster I have in my car. I still haven't packed everything back from my art show. So here's some. This is the Britannia medal that I made more recently, and that's my trademark bismuth pyramid, right? And then I got this. I probably shouldn't have put this here, but I have a whole ammo can full of bismuth stuff, and unfortunately the rest of my car is all taken up. I love to go to a board game meetup. A lot of this stuff should probably go back to my, I have a storage closet for all my bismuth art, and unfortunately I keep procrastinating. It doesn't help that it's not really on my way to anything else, and right now I'm getting ready for a bunch of publications and all that. I talked about that extensively already, and I still never packed up from my trip to New Mexico. You get the idea. I need to take care of this though, because I almost got into an accident today. I was on my way into the office when I needed to make a left turn, and you know, my dad, ever since he hit his midlife crisis, he has never driven a compact car anymore. He insists on driving SUVs because of how safe he feels in a big one, right? If he gets hit and, you know, nothing's going to happen to him. Well, the problem is that everybody's just driving bigger and bigger and bigger SUVs. And my problem with SUVs, I haven't driven one ever since I left the family home, despite my family's protest of it. My big problem is that when they're on the road, they block your view. You're about to make a left turn, and the SUV next to you blocks your view of traffic ahead of you. So I started making this turn. There was an SUV directly opposite of me, also wanting to make a left turn, right? So we could turn at the same time. But he was stopped there for some reason, probably on his cell phone or whatever. And I was just about to make the left turn, and as I did, to my horror, I see the driver to the right of him about to go straight, and also to my horror, the car that was about to make the left turn, he changes his mind and starts going straight as well. He was probably distracted or something like that. Now normally that wouldn't be a big problem, right? I just have to stop, but then I realized that my ammo can was threatening to push my leg as I was trying to stop. And I really need to clean out my car. I need to do it sooner or later anyway. It might as well be sooner so that I could feel good sooner and feel safe again sooner. And you know, I talked about cussing at how I wish I had a life partner so that we could basically wipe each other's asses. You know, the real problem is that I'm single in a couple's world, right? At my last job at a tutoring center, I had a student who was left-handed, and every time we needed to use some kind of a tool, whether it be a desk or scissors or protractor or something like that, he cussed at how hard it was for him to use all that stuff. And then it hit me. It wasn't the fact that he was left-handed that was the problem. It was the fact that he was left-handed in a right-handed world, right? I'm single in a couple's world, right? Imagine a world where singles were allowed to thrive, right? Or even not even a world, but imagine a city that was mostly single. You would see a lot of cultures and habits that fit the single lifestyle a whole lot. Work hours would be more conducive to that. We'd have cars that were designed to drive one person, right? We'd have homes that were designed for singles with their cost comparable to that, right? Actually, when I was living in well, I wasn't living there, but I stayed in Warsaw for 2 weeks at one point, and I had at the hostel that I was staying at, I had a couple neighbors who were there long term, and it was great, right? Nobody made fun of that. if anything, Americans love to make fun of that. I was watching a documentary about long-term dwellers of hostels in Japan, and they were criticizing how in Japan they only have a low homeless rate because you got these long-term people who stay in hotels. And I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong with that, right? Why are we Americans making fun of the Japanese for actually doing something about that? Let me ask you, would you rather be on the street or be in a long-term hotel, right? Why don't you answer that before you criticize, right? All right, so I'll spend the rest of today cleaning the car because I just had a close call and now it's fresh in my mind.